Win the world's greatest Capture the Flag tournament. This is our review of Challengers.
Challengers is a deck-building battle game where players face off to win a Capture the Flag tournament, and I definitely want to bring this out whenever we have a game night with a lot of people.
This is that type of game that I could really see a lot of people enjoying. I'm just not one of them. We'll tell you why after this quick how to play. Challengers is a 7-round tournament with players facing off against each other. Unless there's an odd number of players, then there's a robot facing off as well.
Each round, players will draft new cards into their deck and then face off against a new opponent in a match.
Players will randomly play a card from the top of their deck and then try to have the higher card in order to capture the flag.
When a player loses a flag, their cards are added to their bench.
When a player goes over their bench limit or doesn't have enough cards to recapture the flag, they lose the match.
The winners receive trophies that are worth points if they win the match. The two players with the most points at the end of the tournament face off one more time, and the winner of that match wins it all.
Before you go after that flag, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button.
All your likes and subscribes make us feel like the real winners.
Challengers is the Kennerspiel de Jahres winner this year of 2023. It went up against Icky and Planet Unknown. We got Icky, we reviewed that one. If you want to check out that review, check the link in our description below. We haven't gotten Planet Unknown yet, but we did back the newest Kickstarter, so we'll get that when it comes in as one bundle, and then we'll play it, and then we'll let you know. Now, playing this game, looking at the box, at first I thought it was a game about golf, just because I thought this was a hole with the flag in it, but then it's capture the flag. So it's the idea is that you're capturing the flag. And I love that theme the second that I heard, oh, a game about capturing the flag. This will be fun to see how it works with the mechanics. However, it's basically a big, long tournament of games of war. You have your deck, and yes, it is a deck builder, so you are choosing your cards, open drafting, choosing the cards that you want, and you gotta try to pair the cards that combine well with each other and that will have good 1, 2, 3 hit ability, that kind of a thing. However, I don't really like that strategy, and I don't really like that you're supposed to shuffle up your cards and then you randomly play them. So even if you have cards that go well together, if they're not ordered properly, then it's just luck of the draw, and it's basically a cool themed game of war. And I didn't really like that concept.
So I'm kind of the opposite. I really liked it because this is a game that I think you can bring to parties or where I think it does up to 8. So if you're having a game night with a lot more people and you're having all those like Cards Against Humanity or Werewolves kind of games, you can play this real quick, kind of get people interacting with each other. So, it's you versus me, then him, etc. I kind of like that. And then even with these little cards, they're like fun little animations and they have like their own little sets. So I imagine there's probably other sets in the works to kind of combine abilities and do things like that. I will say you did hit the nail on the head. It is pretty much war. And then they added capture the flag or capture the flag and added war, either or.
One of the big things about this, probably the preconceived notion going in, is I think, oh, Kennerspiel de Jahres, it's got to be like, it's a mid-weight at least game, a little bit more difficult than just the Spiel des Jahres. So that's more like family, and then they had the Kennerspiel des Jahres, which is more like kids game. This is supposed to be more the heavier weight game, which I felt Icky really fell into that category. And then we played this, and I'm just like, this does not feel like this is not a board game that I think that board gamers would enjoy. Like hardcore board gamers, if you like crunchy games, if you like Euro games, stuff like that. This is, like you said, a game you bring to parties and you play with people who like exploding kittens, which we do like, or people who just don't like playing games, but will play a game because you're at a party. That's this level of game. That's this style of game. I don't see this as a hardcore gamer's game. This is also a tournament style, and I don't mind that. I do think that's fun. I don't know if other games have that mechanic. I'm sure there's something else. We just haven't played it. But I like the concept of you have like that head-to-head while other people are going to head-to-head, and then you switch off, and then everyone plays each other eventually. And if you have an odd number, then there's a robot card deck that you just draw from for this, which is, even though it was set on easy, it was still pretty difficult.
There were a lot of aggravating times when you're just like, oh, why did I draw that one first? Now it just wipes out my whole deck strategy that I, put in there. So it's like, c'est la vie. On to the next match, I guess.
There would be one easy change to this that I would play that I think would make it a lot more fun. And that is, instead of randomly drawing from the top, if you chose what card to play. Then it really is like a battling game where you gotta choose like, all right, what's my opponent gonna play based on how they've built their deck. Then you really do have strategy of, I gotta get my cards, and then I gotta decide, I know I can pair this with this. So if they come at me with this thing, then I know I'll be able to do this and then this. And then you can, they played that card. If I play this card now, then I may not be able to play it later, or what are they going to counter with the card that I just played? I think that would make it a lot more interesting. Maybe because we just recently played Mindbug, and that's kind of how Mindbug works. And I wasn't a huge fan of that game, but I still like that one better than this game. But I did like how that worked, where there was a lot of thinking of, even though you're just playing cards, you're still like, okay, when do I play this? And what is Lee going to do if I play this? I think that would make this game a lot better.
So to build off that, what if it was like a programming? Like you had 6 cards and you could do 3 at a time. So 3, that's your set. And then, then you can decide how these other 3 go once you do like that kind of first run towards the flag.
Programming.
And then you have a second run and it's programming. You're like, oh, okay.
There may be house rules online, or there may be official house rules on the Board Game Geek. I didn't really look into it all that much. We just looked at what came in the box. But I think that there are ways that you could take this and make it a fun game. Again, the theme I love. I feel like they could just make it a better game. All right, so this may be a little bit shorter for me than for you, but what did you like about the game?
I really like that this is probably going to be one of my like social party games that I bring if we have like a lot of people for game night. I can just see even some people who really aren't into board games, they can like this and kind of gets people up and moving and just engaging with each other more.
I like that it does play quickly. I have to say that. It's a game where it's like, for the most part, because it is random, it's like, okay, well, I'm not really thinking that hard. It's I got to play this card, and this is the card I have to play. Then, yeah, you read the ability if it has an ability, and you got to do it. But for the most part, it's like, okay, once we start the match, it's boom, boom. I have the flag. Boom, boom. All right, I have the flag. Boom, boom. And you move on to the next one. What did you not like about this game?
With this game and similar battle games, I mean, I didn't like not knowing like a lot of the cards or their abilities. So as we played a couple games, it was like, oh, okay, I'm getting it now. But, just that first one with so many cards here, it's like, okay, what's in there? How do I chain them? I know I'm given a little hint that like, oh, they're in sets, so maybe the sets work. And I know that C is stronger than A, so it's, I don't know, too much unknowns. And then you're trying to figure out like, how many cards do I hold on to in my deck? So
throughout this video, I probably gave most of my dislikes. You can watch the whole video to see most of what I didn't like about this game. But I have to say the biggest thing that I didn't like about it is that luck factor. So yes, you can plan as much as you want, but no matter how well you plan, if you draw that first card and it's crap, or if you need that card in the pinch and you're gonna draw it and it's not that card that you need, that luck factor that you can't control, that's the biggest thing that I don't like about this game.
Overall, I'm going to give it a 7. I think really anyone is going to like it. It plays quickly. Yeah, it's not going to be their favorite, but it did win an award too, so yep, 7.
Overall, I'm going to give this game a 4. It's not a 3 or 2. It's not a horrible game. There's a lot of thought and production value that went into it, so it gets a 4, but I probably won't ever want to play this game again.
Unless there's like a lot of people.
Even if there were a lot of people playing this game, I'd be like, all right, yeah, fine, I'll play it begrudgingly. Lee's like, oh, I'm gonna bring this to the parties and stuff. Like, tell me which parties you're doing that. I'm not gonna go to those parties. And that was our review of Challengers.
What'd you think? Do you think this deserved to be the winner of the Kennerspiel de Jahres? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny, and go party like a board gamer.